Hello guys, this is Hamza here. Today we are going to learn how to make a snake texture in Blender 2.8a. First of all, we are going to open our Blender file here. And we are going to delete our this little default cube by pressing D delete button. Okay, not D. Now we are going to change our engine to cycles to EV. Oh, sorry, EV to cycles. Uh, for scene we need a base, so just adding a plane to our screen by pressing shift A. This would be our base. Now for adjusting camera, you can go on top view by pressing numpad 7 and then press alt control 0. Then you would go on the top of your base, the camera would be there. Now we are going to delete our one and only light source there, because we do not need any light. I'm going to use an emission shader for the light source. Okay, now we are going to into shade mode. There is no shade on our base, so, and there is no light. I'm going to darken the world. Just choose a pitch black color for the world. Okay, now adding another plane for emission. Okay, for move this plane you have to press G button. Okay, you can move and if you press X button, then you can move it on along the X-axis. Okay, when you press G button simply, then it won't be freely move all over the scene. Okay, it would move. Now scale it some big one. Now we are going to add a material here. We are going to choose material for this an emission. We are going to change principal BSDF to emission. Now cool. Now we are going to give its strength to 25, I guess. 25 would be enough. This is what it looks like. Okay, this light source can be bring forward and backward as suitable to your scene, so I just drag it a little bit. Now this light source is in the camera's view, so we just I drag it outside some, because I don't need the source into my scene. Now add a glossy shade to our base and give it texture to pitch black and adjust the roughness as per your light source and your measurement. It would be a little bit it looks like perfect when you produce a gradient from gray to pitch black. Okay, that roughness would be cool. Now we are going to add a I'm going to teach you that there is a tons of ways to make a light source. So for this one, if you can we're also going to delete all the things. There are several modes, and while you're making something, you would use. We are only going to use object and edit mode here. You have to go to the edit mode to edit your circle or delete the vertices by selecting by pressing B and selecting half of the circle. You would delete the circle and just pressing A and extruding it on the axis. This will become very great light source also, but I don't want to use this, so I'm going to delete this one. Now it's time to make a snake body. We are going first of all we are adding our scene a circle. By pressing tab you can go to edit mode and just scale it down, and now screw it on x-axis. Just small it, just size it down. Now it's a gray body. Now by pressing Control R or Control R, you can subdivide or bisect the vertices in your snake. Just make it length. Now it's time to give our snake body itself some waves. So first of all we are going to shade smooth the surface. Now we are going to add a, we have to go to the wireframe mode. You can go from there, and by pressing Z, you can go all over the modes. So for me I'm going to wireframe mode. By pressing double A you would deselect all the vertices. By selecting A you can select all of them. By B I'm going to select these vertices. Okay, pressing O, just pressing, and if we don't go to the wireframe mode, then it would select half of the vertices. Okay, so you have to go to the wireframe mode. Now pressing O button for proportional rotation or everything. Now we are going to rotate by pressing R. Now all the vertices which are in this white circle are going to take effects of our movement. So this is the kind of movement the snake body would usually takes. These vertices. Cool. Now our snake body is almost complete. Now by pressing G on Z axis we can drag it. At this moment our snake body is flying, so I'm just going to select G and pressing Z button, then it would be dragged on Z axis and now to the X axis. So we have moved a little bit more. Now it's out of the scene. Okay, now it's time to edit our material. By selecting a snake, first you have to select a snake, then go to material, and now it's time to go to shader editor. You can add material by clicking this new or this new. We are not going to use this principal VSDF, so we are going to delete this one. Okay, first of all we are going to work on our displacement. Then surface, just attach the diffuse shader to surface. Follow to look at what are we doing. Okay, deciding displacement, texture 1 texture, and texture coordinator by input. Cool. And now a vector converter, math. Select the value to displacement to value 1, adding each The down one, worn eye texture. Okay, if we don't connect a texture coordinator, the all of the texture is just stretched upon the object. So we have to connect texture coordinator in this one. So look at the difference here. Cool. Now it's time to add a material to our scene. There will be some lagging in here. Why they just take out the screen captures from Blender 2.8? I couldn't understand this. That's working pretty much well. So I have to use the OBS for this. Okay, going to the camera views and by pressing Control B, and you can see the half of the screen would be rendered if we do so. So it won't to take many time for this. Again, now you can see the texture is pretty much there. Now it's time to fill colors to our model. Yeah, I did this one before recording this tutorial. So we are going to use a reference image there. I'm going to put this reference image, and after the my tutorial is done, you can see the compositing and material shader editor at the end of this tutorial. You can pause this video at there and add your materials from the scene, the complete materials. So we need a Musgrave textures there by taking it. Now this is also stretch. So you have to, whenever you use a texture, you have to use a texture coordinator there for object. Okay. So selecting connecting this one on the rotor, so it would be the reddest parts in our scene. So just giving them a color red. Now you go. So it's pretty much there. Okay. Now giving it, scale it down a little bit. Cool. That's cool. Hybrid multifactorial. Now you have to go to the shaders, mix shaders, I guess. Mix shaders. Yeah, there you go. Mix shader. And another add shader. Now this is my composited my shader texture. I'm going to attach this image at the last of our tutorial. You can take it from there. So we are going to this one. This nothing is pretty much for me, and I just can't do this again and again. So cool. We are going to add velvet and glossy shade there, and giving glass shade, not glossy, glass shade, and giving IQR to 1.3, I guess, and roughness to higher. Now it's visible. Our textures are now pretty visible. Okay, now mix shader Add shader, mix shader, add shader. We are going to add a subsurface scattering and gloss. And sorry about the lagging here. I just have to use OBS for this. Okay, you can see all the values by seeing this on 180p, I guess. Now this one we have to give a glossy shade to black color there. This is because the OBS bitrate, I guess, are pretty laggy. Now adding surface scattering. This material shade, you can see this video after uh, the you can see this shading after the video, so you don't really need to take a break in the hair. You just went to the last of seconds of our video. There would be compositing settings and material shaders. So now you can see the textures on our snake body. The settings of some more details.